Hey, good folks. It's Melissa Archie here, and I am back to talk to you about something that I am always harping on. I think you probably have seen me talk about this several times, and that is the importance of creating a strategy for developing your brand and launching any marketing campaigns. It is the key to success and for busy entrepreneurs and business owners and artists and practitioners. It is the key to helping you feel organized and aligned with what you said you want to do. So creating a strategy is the number one thing that you should not overlook when you are thinking about great ideas. So really the topic today is, what do you need to do to create a winning strategy? All right, so there's a few steps, 6 that I'm going to talk to you about today. And the first one is making sure that you have defined your goals. What is your goal? Clearly articulate what you want to achieve with your marketing efforts. So that means go back to ground zero, right? You got a great idea, but what is the purpose of that idea? What are you actually looking to accomplish? Is it measurable? Do you have metrics that you know that you want to be following? Key performance indicators, KPIs, as we say. Do you know what those are? And this is really, you want to think about, like, what is the call to action going to be within this strategy? When you're launching a strategy, there's always some directive that you're giving for the folks that are watching you, participating, to do, right? So what does that look like? And what is the goal that you want to reach by them doing that thing that you've given them a call to action to abide by? So that's number one, define your goals. The second thing is know your audience, right? Dive deep into understanding who your target audience is, what their needs are, what their aspirations are, what their pain points are, the challenges that they're facing. Understand it. Please do not stop at saying, oh, they're males and their age group is, and they live in this area. It's just not enough. It's just not enough information for you to be able to build a marketing strategy, because you need to make sure that you're going to catch their attention. They're going to trust that you're a credible source, and they're going to be feeling connected to your brand in some way. And the only way that you're going to be able to do that is by knowing them deeply. So make sure that you know your audience. Like, write it down. Third thing is, make sure you're choosing the right channels. And that actually goes back to why it's so important to know your audience. Where are they? Where are they spending time? What kind of interests do they have? What are they looking for? What's coming up in their feed when they're scrolling through their Instagram or TikTok? Or, what groups are they following on their LinkedIn? Choose the right channels that work for what you're offering and for who your demographic is. Fourth thing, budget, baby. Budget allocation. Allocate your resources strategically and across different channels and campaigns. All right. So when you're thinking about the budget that you need for executing on this project, you're going to be looking at, what are the resources that you're using? Where are you going to be meeting them? If it's social media and you're going beyond organic, you need to know how much money you're going to be putting towards those campaigns, and it has to come from somewhere that makes sense. It's not just a number that you're pulling out of the air, right? So make sure you do that properly. Second thing is your content creation. Again, going back to knowing your audience, right? You got to make sure that you're developing content, you're planning for developing content that aligns with your audience's preferences, it resonates with your brand message, and it connects, right? So if you're an artist and you know that your audience they love silly business, like the thing for them is silly, so perhaps your content is going to take on a stance that's going to make them laugh. What is that sense of humor that you're speaking to? And how are you going to turn that message into something that grabs their attention and makes them laugh, right? So that's an example, right? For just, high-level overview example of what that could be. And then the sixth thing I'm going to say is thinking about your execution and your measurement. So you're going to be implementing your strategy and you're going to be continually measuring its effectiveness. You're going to be thinking about those KPIs, those key performance indicators, those metrics that you're going to be following, and they're going to guide you to ensure that your strategy is working, or to ensure that you're looking at the right areas that need to be tweaked within that strategy and understand how to tweak it. You tweak it. So if it's engagement, maybe you've got to work on your content to get them to be a little bit more interesting. Maybe you're not asking questions that are probing the interests of your audience. If you're out in the community and you're speaking to people, how many people is it that you need to reach in order to feel like you've gotten the data that you need? You have to think about all of those things. Who are the people? What are the roles that need to be filled? What are the responsibilities that need to be filled, and who can do them, right? So all of that is what you're considering in your execution and measurement. So those are the 6 things that I think will be very helpful for you in creating a winning strategy. Define those goals. Make sure you know your audience. Make sure you're choosing the right channels for connecting with your audience. Make sure that you've really thought through your budget allocation and how that should land. And make sure you're creating content that speaks to your audience and represents your brand properly. And of course, make sure that you've got in place and understand exactly what needs execution support, what the role is, who can support that, and what you're measuring to make sure that your content, that your overall strategy is moving along successfully. So that's what I got for you today, y'all. And let me tell you again, let me remind you that if you need a hand with any of this, pulling it all together, understanding how to do these things, or having it done for you, I'm here to help. So you can hit me up here, drop a note in the comments, direct message me, or go straight to thecollectivelmg.com and book that 20-minute discovery call so that we can talk about where you're at, understand what you need, and see if the collective and myself are the right folks to help you get things done. All right, till next time.